Hello and welcome to FPL Focus. It's another Fanteam Euro 2020 fantasy video, and today we'll be looking at predicted lineups and prices. Before we do get into it, guys, please do smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, it all helps. So let's start off with England first, shall we? So, predicted lineup for England is a very interesting one after seeing them play. Trent obviously going home, as we all know. I'm opted for Pickford in there. I think he's got the experience as the goalkeeper from the World Cup. Priced at 7 million. One of the higher priced goalkeepers. But for me, I love his kicking ability and the way he lumps the ball upfield and finds an attacker. Very Edison-like, as I've said before in previous videos. And also there I've got James in at right back, replacing Trent. Shaw in at left back off the back of his good season. Tyrone Mings coming into defence to cover for the injured, or shall we say the recovering Harry Maguire and John Stones. Now these lineups I'm bringing you are up to date as of today, which is a Sunday the 6th, and but bearing in mind injuries that we already know about. England obviously playing their last friendly against Romania this afternoon, so keep your eyes on them games as well. I don't want to curse it, but we could get more injuries, not just for England, for any team. So things can change, bear that in mind, but I am bringing you this video. So in the midfield, Mason Mount, Declan Rice holding in the middle there instead of Jordan Henderson, who I think is trying to get his way back. And I've gone for Jack Grealish out there on the left. I think that England have to play him. He showed that in the last friendly, showed it during the season of the Premier League, that the amount of times he gets fouled, he just wins free kick after free kick, and they're going to prove invaluable to England around that area, giving us goal scoring opportunities. So I think he's very, very key, Jack Grealish. And then up the top, we have got Jadon Sancho, 10 million there. We all know what he can do. I'm excited to see how he does in this tournament for England. And Harry Kane up there as the talisman at 13.5, one of the big hitters in the game. And I've gone for Phil Foden there on the side, 9 million. Hopefully he can do well and make an even bigger name for himself. He just glides so well with the ball. And this basically, guys, is my predicted England lineup. Okay, so next up we have Wales going for it in this Euro. And this is my predicted lineup. Bear in mind, guys, I won't be covering every single team, but I'm getting as many teams in there as I can. So Wales here, Ward in goal, 4.5. A lot of the Welsh players at 4.5 really valued quite low. But I expect Ward to start in front of Wayne Hennessy in goal. Connor Mepham there, Joe Rodon and Ben Davies. Now, I quite like Ben Davies. I like the way that he does sort of wander forward from that position and plays the ball down the side. So one to look out for there. And then we got Roberts of Leeds. He looked very lively in the last friendly, very attacking, and that's just the way he plays. So he's quite a steal really at 4.5. If Wales can manage to get a bit of rhythm going. They've got a Pandu in there as well. And I've got Aaron Ramsey, who got minutes last game. And you could see he was sitting quite deep for Wales, not having that much effect. But as soon as he started playing in that more advanced role, the role that he used to play for Arsenal, the creativity just sparked. And he was playing some wicked through balls around the back of defenders and to the on-running midfielders. So I think that he could get in there. Also, I would have had Joe Allen in there for experience, but I think such a good player for Wales to turn to, Joe Allen. He'll be coming on a lot of the time, and obviously they can rotate through the tournament. But I'd opt for Ramsey, more attacking threat there, more creativity. And Nico Williams on the left, and then Harry Wilson in there, who's great on free kicks, very attacking. We all know about him from the Premier League. And then we got Gareth Bale up front, talisman. In Fanteam, priced him at 6 million. Quite a steal. Came on as a sub last game. Didn't get too much involvement, but when he is on the ball, he makes things happen. And it just seems like the whole Welsh team comes alive as soon as he is playing. And then you got James's pace up there. 5 million for Man United. Could be a bit of a differential from the Bale option, still offering pace and that attacking threat for Wales. And it is the turn of the French next. Big team in this tournament, that's for sure. Guys, if you like, then in the comments below, leave players that catch your eye, players that you think will be in the squad, or players that you think you would have started in your predicted lineups. Love to hear it, guys. So I've gone with Lloris in the goal, 7 million. We all know about him from Spurs. Definitely their #1 goalkeeper. And a player that I do like from playing Fantasy Bundesliga, Pavard at the back. I don't know if you remember that awesome goal he scored in the World Cup. Spinning outside of the boot. What a goal that was. Wow. But Pavard, such a good player all round. Getting forward, and he might have just made it into my squad, guys. Rotation and all. Don't think I'm going to have him starting. Anyway, Varane in there, 6.5. Kimpembe, Hernandez. I'd actually fancy France in this group more than I would the Germans. I think they're quite solid. Paul Pogba and N'Golo Kante off the back of an amazing season with Chelsea winning the Champions League. He'll be quite crucial for France. Rabiot in there, 6 mil. And then up the top we've got Antoine Griezmann, Benzema and Mbappe. Now Benzema and Mbappe up there, very, very clinical strikers, deadly. But if they can't find the space or room, Griezmann's always going to be on the edge, and he's got that capability, as he showed in the last friendly, to have a long shot towards the top corner. We can always shoot from long range. Great finisher, Griezmann, even in tight spaces. So he could be more of the differential Griezmann than Mbappe and Benzema. Mbappe and Benzema obviously stand out, but Griezmann could end up grabbing more points. It would be quite interesting to see. But France all round very deadly. Yeah. And that brings us on to the Netherlands, Holland. So obviously Sillenson injured, so Tim Krul will definitely play in goal there. One of the worries, though, in the concerns is that De Ligt got injured. So that left a gap there for either Veltman or Daley Blind. And I opted for Daley Blind to fill the gap. I just feel he's got that bit more experience, bigger club than Veltman. So I think Blind just get the nod there. And then De Vrij next to him, Vindal and Dumfries, who I actually really like. Dumfries, I like the way that he gets forward, and I expect some attacking returns from him. One of the players that I do recommend. And then moving into the midfield, we've got Georgia Wijnaldum, De Jong and De Roon in there as a cheap option, De Roon. But the real attacking threat is obviously up the top. Berghuis, Frankie de Jong and that man Depay, who's scored 2 goals in the friendlies so far. He's always on free kicks. Very dangerous player. I think a lot of fantasy managers will have him in their teams for sure. But yeah, kind of excited. But it's going to be interesting to see how they deal defensively, Holland, now that De Ligt is out. But attacking options, definitely you can look at Depay. Wijnaldum, definitely. It's time for the Germans, the penalty experts, as they say. Good old Manuel Neuer in there, just below the most expensive goalkeepers category, priced at 6.5. Could be tempting. Quite funny the prices really, because that is, like they say, the group of death. As tempting as the prices might be, it's hard to predict an outcome for that group. We've got Klosterman in there, Ginter, Rudiger, we know, has had a fabulous season for Chelsea. Emre Can at 5.5, we know about him. Likes to attack down that side, full of energy. And in front of them, guys, you've got Goretzka, Kimmich and Gundogan. Gundogan had a bit of a rest, so played bit part role in the friendlies, so I expect him to be full of a bit more energy. Kimmich, very attacking drive there. And then down the top at 8.5, 9 and 9.5 million respectively, Sane, Gnabry and Timo Werner. Now, Timo Werner, always very creative, makes the runs in the good space, but not as many goals as he should have been getting for Chelsea. But could he well do it and find that high form for Germany? Could be a nice differential. I think there'll be a lot of doubters for Werner, so he could well perform and be an absolute bargain in your fan team. Serge Gnabry, amazing player. Can't believe Arsenal ever let him go, but that's another story. But definitely very attacking and full of goals for sure. And Sane up there, full of energy, full of pace, and I think he'd be full of assists as well for that man Gnabry. So that covers the Germans, guys. And then last but absolutely not least, very impressive in their friendlies. I've been keeping my eye on them. In fact, I've been keeping my eye on most of the teams, but Italy really have impressed me. Now, Donnarumma, 6 million. Bargain, could be a way into a clean sheet, along with Spinazzola, very attacking. The old dogs, Chiellini and Bonucci, getting on a bit now. We saw them pick up a few knocks, a little bit of concern over their fitness, but I'm sure they'll be fine and they will be the starters. Florenzi as well at 6.5, priced a little bit higher, a bit more attacking. But I do like one thing, Bonucci's long balls from the defence. One of the things that brings with his game is fantastic at finding them top guys, Immobile, Insigne and Berardi, with a long ball, playing out from the back, a bit like a Van Dijk. So Bonucci, although you think central defender, could be up for attacking returns, assist points potential. Obviously getting up from corners, getting his head on the ball, but also, like I just said, pinging that long through ball. And then in the midfield we have got Barella, Jorginho from Chelsea, and there is obviously Pellegrini there starting due to an injury. Pellegrini wouldn't normally start. And then we've got up top Insigne, Immobile and Berardi. Now Berardi could rotate with Chiesa, but I expect off of the form of his friendly, Berardi would start. Immobile there, getting his goal and assist. Insigne getting his birthday goals. Brilliant. Absolute fire. So for me, the picks are really going to be Insigne, Immobile and Berardi. Obviously defensively, Bonucci, like I said. And if you want a goalkeeper, because Italy have kept clean sheets, I think it's in their last 8 games. So, you know, that's really impressive and solid. And it just keeps going. You obviously can get them clean sheet points as well as attacking returns potential. So guys, yeah, this about wraps up the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave your comments below. And guys, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.